Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again, and welcome back to my channel, Mayta What Ifs. Today, I am back with the first part of our new series on this channel. As the name of the series is What If Naruto Became the New Sage of the Sixth Path? And yeah, it might be sounding similar to the things that I've done in the past, but I promise you this will be completely different. Shout out to the idea of this series to Jimmy Desai Dice. This is the part 1. I have wrote it down on a notebook. I tried to write it down on my cell phone or even at the PC using the MS Word or something like that. But yeah, I didn't have the same feel to it. So I sat down with a pen and notebook and wrote it down myself. Just like the good old days. Anyways, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to both of my channels. This one and Apollo Uchiha as well. That is my main channel. So yeah, without any further ado, let's begin with our today's first part of the new series. Our story begins long before the age of elemental nations or shinobis, in a dark time when demons rule over the world. As we go to the set time to see, the demons had a king known as the tyrannical demon king Shinju, or in his true form everyone recognized him as the Ten Tails. Humans still existed, but they were enslaved and abused by the said demon king and his demon army. Nothing more than animals, cattle in their eyes. As all of them were aware of an ancient law, a law passed down by the ancient gods, and since Shinju was an ancient being since the origins of the time, he was aware of it, that gods directly could not intervene into this world. And because of that law, demons went rampant, causing rampage everywhere, destroying anything that upsets them, even in the slightest bit, killing anyone who even as much as looked at them in the wrong way. It was truly the dark times for humans. But not so much for the demons. They were living their lives, because they knew no matter how much they burn this world, destroy the god's creation, there will be no retribution towards them. Shinju and the demons were aware of that. But what they did not think for a moment was that even if the gods couldn't intervene directly, they might still find some different ways. So, an ancient tree was born. As it began to grow, within years of demonic tyrannical rule, it became huge, so much huge that it was the largest tree in the whole world, so much larger that even the Ten Tails in its true form looked like an insect in front of it. As now we see Shinju alongside his army standing in front of it. My lord, it seems as if it is a sign. A sign from the gods? Even if it is, what can they do? Or what can this tree do? It is nothing more than a tree. I do not sense anything from it. Think nothing of it, said Shinju, turning back into his human form, as he began to lead. But my lord, you have to do something. It is a sign, and before the demon could finish, Shinju, with a slice of his hand, cleaved off the neck of his own, general. Enough of this nonsense. As everyone backed away, as Shinju's eyes burned with red, as his red eyes with rings in them glared at everyone. Any more of you wish to die tonight? No, my liege. Good. Then we shall depart. Think nothing of it, and go back to your daily life routines. As Shinju left, we see that what he didn't understand in his arrogance was that this was the very foundation that will crumble his empire, that will destroy him and end him completely, and his race. As after a few years passed, far away in a somewhat safe village, which was away from the demon's tyranny, a boy was born in a clan, an Otsutsuki clan. Through Kaguya, their princess, Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the oldest of the twins, as his twin brother Homura was also born the same day. But he was the chosen one, the first chosen one that would save them and end the tyranny of the demon king and its rule. As now we see, as he began to grow up, it was humble beginnings. He was nothing more than a normal lord of the said village. Everyone adored him. But as him and his brother one day were away to gather some resources for the village, we see that a fateful night the village was attacked by demons. And as it was attacked, Nobody escaped its carnage. "Destroy everything in your path," yelled out a general of the Shinju. "Leave no one alive. Our Lord wants this place to be emptied out and cleared out. He wishes to build a castle for himself here, and we will oblige and please our Lord." As screams filled everywhere in the room, and no matter how anyone tried, it didn't matter. As the brothers returned, Hagoromo, seeing this and feeling the danger, tried his best to hide and make his brother safe, but his brother, he being brave one, dashed in the center heart. "What the hell are you doing? Mother, everyone!" As Hagoromo watched from shadows, his brother's chest was ripped open. As he flinched, tears falling from his eyes, hands shaking, as he heard the screams of his brother. And then he witnessed the demons eat the flesh of his brother in front of his eyes. No. Homura. As that is when his eyes fell upon the destroyed village. The demons threw the derbies to the other side, clearing out the path, and left. But as they left, Hagoromo, who was wide awake, and his eyes turned red, was there. His fist clenched tightly as his knuckles were white, so tightly that his hands were bleeding out. His fingers dug deep into his flesh with pure rage. Damn it. Damn it all. Damn you demons. As he began to wander around, finding anyone, just anyone he hoped that was alive that he knew. But all he found was charred corpses, remains, body parts. And finally he saw something that made him barf. It was the dead body of his mother. Kaguya was dead. He has seen his brother die, and he has seen his mother dead. She had dried up tears and ripped out clothes, indicating something much worse that has happened. Mother, no. As after that, he heard a few demons, screeches, rushing towards him. Hagoromo, taking his chance, knew what he had to do. He ran. He ran away. After all, what else he could do? It was an unfair world. He was nothing more than a normal human. A powerless normal human who couldn't even do anything. Who couldn't even protect his brother, his family, or his village. He was broken. Broken beyond anything. As he'd begin to travel, wander around left and right, because that is all he could do now. He had no place to return to. Nobody to call his own. But one night, one fateful night, as he reached at the age of 18, a few years after the attack, the tyrannical and as well as savage attack on his village that ended his family, he saw a dream. He saw himself standing in front of a huge tree. A tree that was quite odd. It bore a single fruit that was different. Different from the rest of the fruits he has seen. But the odd thing about it was that it was only a singular fruit. He saw himself climbing to the top and eating that fruit. And after that he gained the power. Power to defeat the Shinju. As his eyes opened with a gasp, he found himself awake, thinking that it was a weird dream. But the next night, same dream appeared, and the next, same. After for a continuous week, he realized that this might be an indication, and on the same night that he had this revelation, a new revelation occurred. He found himself standing in front of a huge round table, on which 3 goddesses were seated, Kami, Yami, and Shinigami. He somehow was aware of this knowledge. Kami-sama, Shinigami-sama, Yami-sama. What am I doing here? Am I dead? No, child. You are not dead. You are brought here because we have chosen you. The demons think that we, as gods, even if we have ancient laws that allow us to not intervene, we cannot save you, and they can do as they please without retribution. But they did not think that we have made those rules, and we know how to bend them. That is why you are chosen as our vessel to carry this out. But what is this about the tree and the fruit? And how am I connected to it? And how am I even gonna find it? Once you wake up, you will have the knowledge to how to find the world tree and how to obtain the chakra fruit. Once you have it, you will gain the power and the knowledge on how to defeat Shinju and end his tyranny once and for all. And once defeated, you will have to lead the people into a new era free of demons. I I am I as Hagoromo was lost of words. He couldn't think of anything. Such revelation was revealed to him that he was the one chosen to save everyone. And yet he was not able to do anything when the demons attack his family. Do not think of anything of it. Because we knew you were powerless. But we are giving you an opportunity. Opportunity for revenge. Opportunity for retribution against the demons and the Demon King. Would you not want that? Or would you rather have many other kids lose the same thing that you lost to the demons? No, I won't allow that to happen. What is need to be done? Please tell me, and it will be done. As Kami, Yami, and Shinigami knew, all you have to do is wake up and travel to the location that will be in your mind. After finding that path, consume that fruit, and you will gain the power and the abilities to defeat Shinju. As now we see, once Hagoromo woke up, he traveled. He traveled far, far away. It took him days upon days to travel to reach that destination, but he finally arrived near the demon territory, right in its den, where the World Tree was. As after coming there, Naruto made sure nobody followed him. As he climbed, and once he reached the top, Hagoromo saw the fruit. After breaking it from the branch, he gulped as the fruit glowed. As taking his chances, he consumed it. After all, what he had to lose? He was all by himself. As after he consumed the fruit completely, the first thing he felt was his body began to burn. As he fell down on the tree, he grunted in pain because he tried his best to keep his screams at minimal. He didn't want to alert the demons. As if something was piercing in his body, burning as well. His body began to sweat. As that is when he couldn't take it anymore of the pain and passed out. And once he woke, he found out himself near the edge of the river, all the way down of the tree, far away from where he was when he consumed that fruit. As he looked himself into the water that was flowing near it, only to find that his eyes were different. Gone were the black irises that were normal. Replacing it was purple eyes with rings in them. As Hagoromo knew by instinct what it was, Rinnegan. As after that, Hagoromo trained rigorously for years to no end, and then he knew what to do. Somewhere far away, many years later, after Hagoromo consumed the fruit of chakra, we see that demons were abusing a new village of humans. As that is when they felt, one by one, the demons began to disappear, and within moments, their general who was there too was killed. People were shocked who were seeing this, as they witnessed a demon, a humanoid one, with eyes that resembled the Shinju but of different shade. Who are you? And why did you save us? People asked in fear. I am not a demon, but a chosen one, by Kami, Yami, and Shinigami. My name is Hagoromo Otsutsuki, and I have the power to defeat Shinju. Thank you for saving us, the chosen one. The sage. As after that, Hagoromo knew how to pass on his powers to the people, and so he did. He knew he couldn't do this alone. He needed people. And so the first batch of shinobis were prepared. The new Otsutsuki clan was born. And they began their wars and raids upon the demons, pushing them back as the demons began to tell their leader, their demon king, Shinju, what was going on. My liege, humans have gained powers and abilities. Turns out they are destroying our areas and taking them back bit by bit. Our forces are being pushed back. Think nothing of it. Those are the weakling demons dying off to a few humans. If they can't even fight off humans, what can they do? Even Shinju was still arrogant, and some of the powerful demons were as well. But what they did not thought was, within a few years, his army would grow. And not only that, the name of the sage will be hailed, as he was seen as a messiah, as a person who will obliterate demons, as the demons begin to fear him. As now we see, near the Demon King territory, the main castle, all of the demon forces were pushed back, as a man appeared in front of them with a black staff and a lot of black orbs behind him, as his purple eyes glowed from the hooded sack that he wore on his face. As the demons charged towards him, but he with a single hand pushed them back, destroying them. Almighty push was the only thing he said as the demons were destroyed. As now we see, Hagoromo landed, destroying the walls of the fortress in which Shinju rested, with a bored look on his face. So you finally arrive. I have been waiting for you for quite a while now, Sage. Tell me your name, because I only know your title. That is something you do not need to know. After all, you are going to die tonight, Shinju. As both of them clashed, as Hagoromo attacked with his staff, but it was deflected and thrown back with a single flick of his hand by Shinju. Oh, you think you can defeat me? Boy, let me remind you that I am the tyrannical demon lord, Shinju the Ten-Tails. As Shinju transformed into his original form, as the battle raged on, as the human witnessed the last of the demon kind, the demon king, facing off against their savior, their messiah, the sage. As the two entities of power clashed, we see that it was inevitable that only one will emerge as victorious. And so it did, with pure rage and passion for saving everyone and for the sake of his family that has perished. Hashirama won. And Shinju, he was pushed back. Damn you! Damn you, Sage! Mark my words, this is not the end. You might have won this battle, but I will win the war. Yelled out Shinju, but Hagoromo looked at him with cold, burning eyes. Not if I had a say in it. You will perish. Once and for all. Oh, is that so? Have you become so arrogant to think that I, the Demon King, will die here? Mark my words, I will have the last laugh. I will win this war. The war that you have started. I will be victorious. As Hagoromo then made a few hand seals and turned the Shinju in his monster state into a stone after absorbing all of its power and weakening it to no end. Curse you, Sage, were the last words, as now we see nothing more than a husk of a statue remained. As Hagoromo's people arrived, Sage-sama, what did you do? I've turned him into a Geromazo. There is no way for him to be revived unless I have a say into it, which is much more safer than to kill him, because he has promised that he has a way of coming back. Your thinking was just, this is the only way. I knew you will be able to save us, Sage-sama. I hope I did, said the sage, looking a bit skeptical, but he knew that this was the only way. And even after that, he sealed away the Geromazo somewhere safer, on a moon, so nobody would be able to obtain it, unless he had a say in it. Unbeknownst to the sage, the Demon King's child, the first prince, Zetsu, who was born a few years ago, was witnessing this all. Father, these humans will pay for this. I vow to you, I will bring you back and make sure that you are the only one who is ruling over. The age of demons might have been over for the time being, but I vow on my father's name that it will be brought back soon enough. As after that, there was months and months of nothing more than celebrations on the humans' end. They celebrated like there was no tomorrow. As during the celebration back in his home, Hagoromo rested after partying all night with his fellow people who were enjoying and celebrating. As now we see, he had a vision again. Vision as before that he became a sage. He saw a Shinju revived again, with a being that had half white and half black skin, with yellow eyes and green hair, looking like a plant-like creature by his side. And humans, they were on the ground, all defeated and dead. But that is when he saw something. A boy amongst them rose. He rose and had abilities and power similar to him. He, although, was much more powerful and younger, as Hagoromo realized. A new sage is to emerge. He is the one who will put an end to Shinju, once and for all. As Hagoromo awoke in an instant, he still felt that the power of Shinju could not be tamed by anyone else. So to make things easy, he created 9 new beings which were soon known to be as the 9 bijus of the world, and he raised them as his own children. He wrote down everything, every prophecy, and passed down his chakra to the people, and made sure that his ninshu wasn't short. But soon after the sage passed away, and the bijus were set free, his 2 children, Asura and Indra, because of Zetsu, began a war that ushered their world from peace into a war-torn world, clan warring era, which continued on for thousands of years because clans were different of sorts were formed, and they, for territory, fought one another. Shinju made sure that even if the demons were dead, he will turn humans into the demons, and make sure that once his father returns, humans are weakened. As now we see, he made sure to destroy most of the knowledge of the sage, but much of it was preserved still. After all, he was a weakened demon who couldn't do much. His power was sealed, and all he had to do was bring back his father. And the cursed thing was the sage, the damn cursed sage, had given the 9 beings that was born from his father, which were supposed to be siblings, their own psyche, their own thinking abilities. And not only that, they were nothing like his father or him. They followed the sage as his father in prime example, which enraged him, and that is why he turned the humans against them, made them look like they were nothing more than evil beings, mindless monsters. And that is what the humans did. As now we see, the war clanning era ended, and there was still peace preserved. And obviously Zetsu wasn't going to take it, so he started the shinobi war era. As 3 wars consecutively after that era were seen, until finally peace was prevailed, or at least a ceasefire in the form of peace. A new hero had emerged, Minato Namikaze, who was chosen to be the leader of one of the villages, Konoha Gakure no Sato. As now we see him currently reading about the sage and his past, which has been altered greatly, as his wife arrived inside his office, Kushina Uzumaki. Ah, Kushi-chan, is there something I can do for you? Minato-kun, I have a great news. What is it? We're going to have a child. Have you gotten to know what it is? Is it a boy or a... It's a boy. So young Naruto is going to be born into this world then, said Minato with a smile. They already had decided the names when they were young. But one being was not happy, because everything aligned well with the newborn child that was soon to be born. He will be born from the red and yellow, as the sage indicated. He will be the new sage of the 6th path, naming Naruto Uzumaki. The woman was the Uzumaki. He had to make sure that the child won't reach his full potential. So, on October 10th, the night that the child was born, or supposed to be born, a huge catastrophe occurred. Kyubi no Yoko was freed and put under a genjutsu, and unleashed upon the village by a masked person claiming to be Madara. And Zetsu was to blame. Everything was, after all, going according to his plan. He had manipulated the Uchiha clan, as he did the elders before, such as Madara, who ushered the peaceful era that they founded after the clan warring into the shinobi warring era. As this catastrophe would surely end the child and the others, but that accursed Minato Namikaze sacrificed himself in exchange of his soul to Shinigami to seal the biju within his child. And after that happened, both the mother and the father passed away, and the village security tightened. Zetsu couldn't get close to the child, and the child disappeared within the village. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't track it. Turns out Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage, wasn't a foolish man. He was aware of the legacy that Minato had left behind, and wanted to make sure that the child was protected from within the village and from outside, so nobody could harm him. Damn you, Hiruzen Sarutobi. But mark my words, I will make sure the child's life is a living hell, even if I have to go to extreme lengths. So, that is what he did. As Naruto reached at the age of 5, it became evident that everyone hated him, orchestrized him, and ignored him. He became somewhat of a pharaoh of the village. He was not aware why. But only one person gave a damn about him, and that was the Hokage, and no one else. And aside from him, everyone outright just ignored him. Naruto had to live his life early years in loneliness, until Hiruzen grew upon him and told him that he could change people's way, and told him about the will of fire and the story of the sage, which was inspiring to Naruto to the point that he wished to become someone like Sage and become like his Gigi. And Hiruzen told him for that he had to go to the academy, and that is what Naruto decided. He will become the strongest of the strongest, even stronger than the sage, stronger than any Kage, even if it had to mean that he had to train so hard that every bone in his body had to be broken and mended again. He will do it without a heartbeat. He will become the strongest and make sure he protects those he loves. As this is the beginning of the tale of Naruto Uzumaki, the new legendary sage that has been born into this world. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the first part of the story, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my main channel as well, Apollo Uchiha. I will be uploading there as well. So yeah, this is it for the day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.